Why become a creditor? I will go over the forms you need to set up your contract. Operating as a creditor and the importance of knowing who you are and what you are capable of doing if you follow law and stay in honor. Welcome to the private side. When I first started my journey in 2013, I heard many things you can do and how much we all are worth. The first thing I heard was our birth certificates was being monetized. We are at a minimum worth $1 million. We have accounts that we are able to access through our SSN number, which is public property as we are looked upon. So I had to research this information and see what and how I could move, because I have always been business savvy. Why become a creditor? After researching, I came to the conclusion this is nothing personal, this is simply law and business. I wanted to play with the big dogs, because I'm built like that and know I can play the game properly given the opportunity. So I learned about UPU in Switzerland. https://www.upu.int/n/home. I learned the importance of putting stamps on documents to pay freight, but also give your documents value. De jure stamps, which are 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, are backed by gold. Next, I learned about discharge and creating BOEs, and how we utilize promissory notes and instruments in our daily lives. I learned there are many speculation about gaining access to these accounts with the money they are stealing from us. I did not feel comfortable to go after the accounts or how people was saying use the number on the back of the SSN card, being it was public property, a number that was created and given to us. I have heard you can use the SSN number to obtain things such as cars, houses, black card, because we have infinite credit. I don't want anything I didn't work for, so I'm not looking at this information. I'm learning to get rich fast. My common sense told me not to use the number on the back of my N-Legis SSN card. Instead, work hard and protect what I work for. After reading more law and information, I also learned about seeding, because I told myself I will have my own city or private community if I play this game right. Which I believe it's 300 acres you need to start a county line. The United States doesn't own all of this land or territories. From there I learned how we are lost at sea. The woman is the ship and child cargo. The mother is also looked upon as an informant, because she is going to inform the man that her child has never been claimed and is lost at sea now, becoming state property. We were created as an entity through the birth certificate and SSN number. Debt slaves, because the United States has been bankrupt since 1933. So we the people are paying for debt we had nothing to do with. At the same time, pursuant to 18 U.S.C. Section 8, United States hold all obligations to our debt since there is no money, only a medium of exchange. HJR 192 is our remedy. Since United States took our gold and silver, God's money, they took all obligations of public debt as trustees, public servants here, to serve we the people. FYI, look on your colb and it's in plain sight your mother is an informant. That is just a little something I know about the system. I literally stayed up days, nights, months, years studying. I will literally stay up for days reading, soaking up information and retaining the information. Not only retaining information, but moving on the information. Scared money don't make money. I have always taken chances on myself, because I know what I am capable of no matter what the next person thought of me. I always say it doesn't matter what people think you're capable of, it's what you know you're capable of. Fast forward, I learned about taxes, tried some things going after my money I worked for. As I stated in a previous video, they said you are not getting your credits. But they never said I did anything frivolous. Went to the car lot having good credit, no down payment. Once I get the car off the lot, it's over. I'm not paying, I'm putting in paperwork asking for certain documents. To the point they had me on the repo list, took me off fast after speaking with me. I mean, threatening calls, calling family, playing like they were doctors, just a bunch of bees, but knowing I am the original creditor and the fraud that is taking place, they backed down. So I knew I was onto something. Had no license, insurance, just knowledge. I hold more power than what we were taught. Still kinda reckless and cocky. I knew most didn't know this information, and most that do know scared and keep it on the hush-hush. Real life taxing people for this information. People paying thousands of dollars for false hopes and dreams. I refuse to be one of those people. So I got guideposts from many supposed to be gurus or people who had knowledge of this information. I cut the middleman out and kept digging. Went to government websites and law. I even had people tell me I was crazy and these things in which I spoke upon was untrue. I've been in situations where I had handcuffs on and they said let her go, she is not like us. I went to court not for anything bad, but to test the waters to see how the game is played. I had a judge give me a smile and nod as he walks in his chambers and attorneys looking confused. Got to learn the real and how to play the game. I've helped with child support, getting rid of tickets, sending free mail, etc. Over the years I got more grounded, learning I can play the game and not hustle. So many years ago I changed my life. I don't mind working for others, because I learned how to become tax exempt through the IRS. So I see most of all my money, they take the crumbs. I've worked commission jobs and very great at what I do as a design consultant. I also don't mind working, because I work to learn the operations of a business, because I seen myself with corporate offices. Really out here making moves, running successfully honest businesses. Creating jobs and new opportunities for my family, friends, and community. My loved ones as a whole taking over. So fast forward again, I know what I know and had no clue about authenticating your birth certificate, becoming age of majority. Here is the missing pieces to the puzzle. So I authenticated my cold set up 98 irrevocable trust, put liens on self, all my accounts and property as a whole. Set up my contract with the United States of America. They had 30 days to rebut my documents or contract and or what I stated stood as truth and facts. They never rebutted any of the information. The contract was to have the ability to discharge debt as a competent transmitted utility, which meant I work hard, obtain things I want and discharge or offset. That means operate as a creditor in commerce. Own nothing, control everything. Take control of my entity and live my best life debt-free. The documents I set up: 1. Common law copyright. 2. Power of attorney in fact. 3. Hold harmless indemnity agreement. 4. Security agreement. 5. Schedule a property list. 6. Birth bond. 7. 1040 S8. Cold certificate of live birth with acceptance of value verbiage. 9. UCC1 with all documents numbers I created for documents. 10. Bill of exchange. I put in years of research and work. I also did a non-UCC, and UCC3 is something you will need. This is private banking. I sent the 10 documents to the Treasury. My life was great until I got attacked. It's still great, but I'm rebuilding what many tried to destroy. I'm a woman with integrity and morals. I'm relatable, because I walked many lives. People wanted to victimize me, steal my knowledge, which it's in front of us all, we just have to read, apply, execute. As I stated, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is put in the hard work. Obtain the things you want and like. Operate in commerce on a real business level. Nothing more, nothing less. We the people are the cause of debt, because we were not taught this information. If you are not conducting business properly, we will continue to suffer. At the same time, if we are not able to operate in our correct capacity, it's out of fear of us as a whole gaining what is rightfully ours. Not allowing other to eat off our backs anymore. Not just being the help, but really being the movers and shakers. I love law and business. I don't mind putting in hard work. I don't want to be the cause of a debt that was here before I was. I only want to protect what I am willing to obtain with my time and energy. Until all this information is publicly rebutted, this is how the system is operating and what you need to do to operate in your proper capacity to get to your full capabilities. If it wasn't truth, I and many others wouldn't get harassed and slandered for speaking facts. These companies and people running our nations are operating out of the bankruptcy. They are not operating with clean hands by staying in honor and following their laws that was set up for everyone. We are operating in now a de facto system made up of so much artificial things. Our free will as a whole has been taken, and my father is very angry, and that's why it's time for a real change. Change will start with our school system. Change will start with holding the privilege and people running our nations accountable for the hurt they are intentionally causing the poor off the ignorance they created. Change will come when we are all treated equal and stop thinking, because a shade of skin or a zip code makes you better than the next. The best slaves are the ones who make money and stay in line out of fear of losing what was either handed to them or they worked hard for. The fear of working hard instead of eating off the backs of others' ignorance. I am knowledgeable, because I don't get handouts, or wait for anyone, especially the government, to help me. I help myself through knowledge, reading, applying and executing. Trial and error. I find ways to get out of situations, because I know what I want out of life. My tribe will obtain the strength I have, because I will continue to guide my people to knowledge. They can take many things away, but what you know is what you know. Who you are is who you are, and you can always grow. I bring people together and speak and show facts. Universal love. We will do better, because we will learn better and understand our worth. Two types of people: creditors or debtors, beneficiary or trustee, dead or alive, competent or incompetent, minor or age of majority, etc. Pick your side: artificial or God's child. Stop the ignorance. Read, apply and execute. Start creating generational wealth. They hold us accountable. It's time to hold them accountable. This is biblical and spiritual. Poor will rise and you wicked rich will come crumbling down. Towers are here. Prophecy has started. This system will crumble to be rebuilt the right way. Other guidepost with forms you can use as examples. Redemption Manual, 4.5 edition. There are many books with documents to show this process once again that has been here, before many of us was born. Follow the blueprint and add in as you go, just that simple. There are many processes, but it's pretty much all the same. Use the following table to determine the number of informational filings you will need to complete. Number used by the U.S. Postal Service, or the tracking number used by a courier service such as Airborne Express, FedEx, etc., and is usually placed in the header section on every page of a document set. The document tracking number will be used in the record book of a notary to identify documents which are copy certified. Indicia, signs, indications, circumstances which point to the existence of a given fact as probable, but not certain. For example, indicia of partnership, or any circumstances which would induce the belief that a given person was in reality, though not ostensibly, a member of a given firm. L. Marks, signs, appearance, color. In civil law, circumstantial evidence, facts which give rise to inferences. In common law, indications of character, as indicia of authority, of fraud, of title. Anderson's Dictionary of Law, 1996. Informational filing. An informational filing is a separate UCCL filing mailed first class into another state, based upon the original primary filing, i.e., uses the same filing number. It may be necessary to file up to 2 informational filings depending on where you are domiciled or the state that you use for your mailing address. Informational filings must be accepted per U.S. Constitution, Article 4, Section 1. The only difference between an informational filing and your primary filing is the information that you place in Box 4 of the UCCL. For the information filing, the text in Box 4 should reads as follows. This is an informational filing, original UCCL filed in Washington State, UCCL. Financing number UCCLL_filing_no, dated month underscore name, day underscore no. 1 California 2. Please note, some states still refuse to file the informational filing, sent in by mail of course, and if that's the case you experience, don't stress out. Try to get your funds back and go on with what you have to do. Straw man the corporate fiction, ens legis, or juridical person established by registration of your birth certificate. The straw man debtor is your nexus to the matrix. Through it, you have in control the vessel to go into the matrix to handle the commercial affairs of your debtor. True and correct copy. A black and white copy of an original document on which a second signature line is drawn in below the original signature and signed in blue ink. Year underscore no. 287 Redemption. Manual 4.5 EDJTJON. Power of Attorney Bill of Exchange Common Law Copyright Hold Harmless Agreement. POA. OL 17170617776 BFF OL 17170617776 BFF CLC. OL 17170617776 BFF HHA. OL 17170617776 BFF. 289. 2. Date of birth. 01171706 Last 4 digits of Social Security number. 1776-4. Initials. BFF5. The following components were used to build the unique identifiers used in the sample documents. 1. Document title abbreviations. We recommend that you create all 5 unique identifiers called out in the table above prior to beginning document preparation. That way you will have them available to drop into the documents as the need arises. This will also help you to stay focused on details important to completing your paperwork accurately. If you are not familiar with how to create custom footer information, the following brief tutorial is offered as a guide. 1. Open Microsoft Word, if you have access to the required computer resources, so you can follow along with the instructions. Or you can use the current date, i.e., 061509, 1 IPOA IBFF. The -1 is a document sequence number if have more than one document you will be creating and filing or sending out. In this matter, you'll be creating the above 5 documents, and so use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 per each document. The first being the SAW, the second being the POA, etc., in what order you choose, SAW being the first and the rest in whatever sequence you create them and their item hash. Redemption Manual 4.5 Edition. We are not the land of the free. We were built on lies and modern-day slavery. This is the land of the ignorant and bloodshed. This is the land of people thinking a worthless piece of paper makes them somebody. It does great slaves. I say what needs to be said, and not what people want. If you got a problem, take it up with my Father, God. It's time for a divine intervention. As I am only a vessel. As always, I'm only a guidepost. Do your due diligence. I am not a guru, nor do I claim to be. I read, apply, and execute. I hope as always you enjoy the information. It's in our face, we just have to take the blinders off and the fear of failure. We too can operate on a corporate level. We are not just the help, good slaves. We are all slaves until you correct some things. Some slaves just have more money, and those are the best slaves. Making them shekels for master. Protect your time and energy.